Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse, today, Thursday, December 19th, 2024. Now, we have to begin with Luigi Mangione. This morning, there is a proceeding in Altoona, and there's been some discussion of him, if he waives extradition, being brought to New York very quickly. We're on that, but there's also now reports of a federal indictment. Major papers in New York, quoting unnamed sources, saying that the feds, now currently without Damian Williams, I don't know actually who's calling the shots or who the sources are, but saying that the feds want to indict Luigi to put the federal death penalty on the table. Now, that's interesting. I covered the federal death penalty case here in the Southern District of Mr. Saipoff, who ran over 7 largely tourists on the West Side Highway, not only tourists, killing them. They sought the death penalty but didn't get it, and Saipoff is imprisoned for life in the Supermax in Colorado. Is that where Luigi's headed? I don't know. Today he's in Altoona. We'll be covering that. We'll also be covering at 1 p.m. This is a lot of state action here, as opposed to federal. Press conference on the indictment of Ingrid Lewis Martin, the right-hand consigliere to Eric Adams, apparently indicted for loans by a hotelier, Hampton's hotelier, to her son to buy a Porsche. There's more going on there, but she'll also be presented. We'll see if we can cover that as well. Yesterday we covered the Diddy proceeding. I have to say, people were disappointed. Not that much happened. They seem to be just plowing along with discovery. The big fight is actually in the civil case involving Jay-Z, where Spiro is accusing Buzbee of making up claims, and Buzbee is firing back, thus far not in the docket, saying that Spiro is the one trying to stoke up Buzbee's clients to sue him. So it's getting nasty. It's a real battle. We're also covering this Bolivian guy, Davila Perez, former Evo Morales anti-narcotics chief, now extradited and in jail here. He might have to get a new lawyer because the lawyer that he was assigned is otherwise occupied on his trial date. But we'll be covering that. That's international corruption. And in other international corruption news, the United Nations, totally corrupt, banning the press, spinning its wheels with softball questions from the state media they allow in. Now this morning, coming up very soon, Antonio Guterres is supposed to do a stakeout. He's going to do a stakeout about Syria. I don't know, they've already pre-picked the questions, but I think I'm going to be covering it. So let me get onto that. And there's also a press conference by the IMF in which I'm intending to ask some questions. See, the IMF actually invites Inner City Press to its briefings and provides answers to questions, including, as you'll see soon, on the Central African Republic and also on El Salvador and cryptocurrency, where, without them saying that they totally forced it as part of the deal, surprisingly, because the price of Bitcoin is up, and the president of El Salvador has been bragging about it, but he has agreed to make it now voluntary for businesses there to take crypto, and to somehow have the government less involved, even though they've staked a lot of their reserves on it. In any event, from high to low, from Luigi to Davila Perez to the corrupt Antonio Guterres, Inner City Press remains on the case. To be continued.